So now News 15 at 9. Our record-breaking heat wave may finally be over. Find out the forecast after the break.
Plus, it's day 2 of a citywide curfew in Kaplan. That curfew is not due to gun violence, so we'll show you what police are actually hoping to stop. Also, a Zooziana favorite has passed away. We'll look back on nearly 2 decades of Joe Lee, the White Tiger. And we'll take you to this weekend's sights and sounds of the 31st annual Lebeau Zydeco Festival.
From Fox 15, News 15 at 9 starts now.
Good evening, I'm Ryan Hennessy. Thank you for choosing News 15 at 9 o'clock. We begin tonight with a Storm Track 15 alert. Our heat wave may be on its last leg and we may be cooling off soon. Storm Track 15 meteorologist Michael Crowley leads us off tonight with our first forecast.
You know, Ryan, you're actually completely right. We're not seeing any heat advisories in effect. They were to our north, but those have actually just been canceled. We have no heat advisories anywhere in the state. We have a silent round of applause for finally seeing these temperatures. Ryan's clapping, I appreciate it. We see finally these temperatures starting to cool off. We're not expecting nearly as hot of a temperatures as we're seeing around Acadiana the past few days. And boy, I think everyone could just say goodbye to that. We see a nice little comfortable evening out there for Lafayette, looking at our Hub City tower camera atop the station. The moon is looking very, very pretty as well. It looks a little ominous actually now that I look at it, but still we're seeing a very gorgeous evening regardless. 88 degrees, a little bit on the warm side. That dew point is still saying at 71 degrees. It's a little bit muggy out there, but no clouds are forecast for tonight. But we are expecting the possibility of some showers moving in possibly tomorrow. So this is what we're currently tracking on radar. These storms are mostly to the north of Lake Charles, nowhere near our neck of the woods. And that's expected to stay true for tonight. But tomorrow will be a much different story. We're going to be tracking more of these thunderstorms moving in during the morning time. This is going to be 8 a.m. for the Monday ahead of us. So as you go into the rest of the day, we have more of these storms to be tracking, but we're going to have to talk about that a little bit later. We have lots of rain in our forecast to talk about. But for now, Ryan, back to you.
Looking forward to that conversation. Thank you, Michael. Our top story, it's night 2 of a citywide curfew in the Vermilion Parish community of Kaplan. That curfew running nightly from 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. There were no reports of any significant issues on Saturday night. Unlike some other local curfews that we've seen enacted, this one is not an effort to combat shootings, but rather Kaplan officials say their community is struggling with a drug trafficking problem. Now it's hoped that this curfew will help alleviate the drug activity that police say is happening during the overnight hours. Bottom line, Kaplan's police chief says this new curfew is designed to keep drug dealers off the city streets.
The ordinance is basically designed to stop anyone that's walking or riding a bicycle or motorized bicycle after 11 p.m. until 4 a.m.
Curfew will remain in place until further notice. We're following developing news out of Zooziana in Broussard this very weekend. That's where zookeepers have announced the death of the zoo's popular white tiger, Joe Lee. Now her death comes after Zooziana recently celebrated her 19th birthday. Zoo officials tell us her health quickly began to decline after her birthday. Joe Lee suffered from kidney, hip, and joint issues, losing much of her mobility. Because of her old age and health issues, zookeepers said they made the humane decision to euthanize Joe Lee. Now, meantime, as she struggled with old age, some other zoo animals may be struggling with our heat wave. Storm Track 15 meteorologist Michael Crowley, he's back with a look at this good question. How do zoo animals stay cool in all this heat?
So we are out here in Zooziana and it is really hot. So many people may be wondering how these animals actually stay cool in the summer heat. Most of them are actually more used to it than we are. So how do these zoo animals stay cool? That's a good question. Ostriches, for example, enjoy a nice dust bath.
Not all animals actually sit in water to cool off. Certain animals are going to take dust baths to cool off. So you're going to see ostriches do it, which is common in rat types, like our emus here are also going to take dust baths. Peacocks take dust baths, chickens, pheasants, and then llamas.
A majority of these animals come from tropical climates such as rainforests or the grasslands of Africa. So they're just loving this summer heat, but just in case they get a little bit too hot.
We also give them frozen ice treats. It could be like large snow cone ice blocks or small ice like what we get in our drinks. We give that to them daily, frozen treats. So our cats get blood sickles. We basically just take the blood left over from their meat diet and then we add it to water, put it in our big freezer, and then they have this beautiful blood popsicle that they absolutely go nuts for.
Seems like all is well here in Louisiana. If you have any other good questions, make sure you send them in to weather@kadn.com or shoot us a message on the News 15 Facebook page to see your good question on the air. I'm Storm Track 15 meteorologist Michael Crowley.
Got to give Michael a dust back now. To stay weather aware, be sure to download our Storm Track 15 weather app. Our team of meteorologists are constantly tracking the latest storms, temperatures, and outside elements to keep you and your family safe. And as we cover Acadiana tonight, it's the holiday weekend and there's plenty to do around our region. Although you need to make sure you stay hydrated in all of this heat, of course. The 31st annual LeBeau Zydeco Festival had everybody shaking and doing their dance moves at the Immaculate Conception Church in LeBeau. This festival is held each year on the first Saturday of July. Now, the festival features some of the most popular Zydeco bands in southern Louisiana. It's also known for its pork backbone dinners. This year's performers include Horace Trahan and the Osun Express, Nathan Williams and the Zydeco Cha-Chas, along with Step Bordeaux and the Zydeco Outlaws. Now, the festival highlights the Zydeco genre and its roots in the Creole community.
Every year we get a little bit more and more people. Yeah, so 31 years, the people are coming in now. They're going to keep coming in for the last band. One guy drove from Texas to be here. They just see the post online and they just start calling in, asking can they come.
Everybody is gathered to a family. We all cooking. It's nice. And we just love it.
And elsewhere, the first of many 4th of July celebrations here in Acadiana has already taken place. In Scott, a large crowd gathered for the community's annual Independence Day celebration. There was plenty of food, drink, along with great music, entertainment. Festivities wrapped up with a big fireworks display. Like many Acadiana communities, the city of Scott takes pride in hosting a tribute to our nation's birth.
Freedom isn't free, and so the fact that we come together as a country, as a community, as a nation to recognize our freedoms and the ability to be able to do this day in and day out is very important, as well as the fellowship and the networking that it allows us to do to commemorate the nation's independence. So we're super excited about it, and we look to continue to have this tradition year in and year out. Have a great weekend, happy 4th of July, and remember, eat more boudin.
Love that. Some of the proceeds from this year's Scott Boudin Festival help pay for the cost of the fourth celebration of these fireworks. For a full list of 4th of July fireworks and events and activities, you can head over to our website. We've made it simple. It's kadn.com. We compiled a complete look at the festivities across Acadiana to celebrate America's independence. Speaking of fireworks, we have some important safety tips to keep in mind if you're going to be handling fireworks over the 4th of July period. It's important not to put your fireworks in your hand or keep them too close to your body. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission doing its annual demonstration, as you see right there, of dangers behind fireworks. Now, the safety demonstration included exploding mannequins and watermelons to simulate real-life scenarios. Alton Trahan with the Lafayette Fire Department is also urging that is a tough one. Also urging fireworks in the hot and dry weather that we're currently experiencing locally during our heat wave.
It's the dry conditions. It's been very dry lately. We've been responding to about 20 or so grass fires within the past 30 days. So we suspect with the airborne fireworks in particular, setting them off is going to probably trigger some more grass fires.
And because of the extreme heat conditions, police in the St. Mary Parish community of Baldwin say they will be conducting a major crackdown on fireworks in their city during the holiday period. And as you're gearing up to set off fireworks, it's important to remember your fur babies, dogs and cats. The Lafayette Animal Shelter has some tips to keep in mind during the holiday. Keep cats and dogs secure inside your home with a place to hide. Also, try to mask the noise of fireworks with either a radio or turn on News 15. From the open roads to the skies above, many of us are traveling over the 4th of July period. If you have plans to fly out of the Lafayette Regional Airport, you're going to want to get to the airport early. That's because of a failure with TSA equipment that scans checked bags at the airport. The airport wants you to know if you plan to check bags, you should arrive 2 hours beforehand, and that way the TSA has time to actually screen your bag. Repairs to the equipment may take as long as a month to complete. You're going to stay with us after the break. Dozens of people are dead or wounded in a mass shooting at a holiday weekend block party. Yeah, that's unfortunate. We're going to show you where America's latest mass shooting occurred. That's coming up after the break.